Our biggest enemy as South Africans is the ANC, and we have to be honest about it. We have to tell it as it is. The party that we loved so much, the party that we believed would bring us liberation and economic freedom, is the same party that is oppressing us as a people. And I know that if you are an ardent member of the ANC, you are going to say, no, but that's not true. But it is the truth. The government of the day does not care about the people on the ground. And that's the truth. You have to face facts. And the government is a system that is run by people who are inconsiderate, people who don't listen to the people on the ground. It's weird because the ANC is the first party to always remind you that it does everything according to the constitution. However, they forgot that the Freedom Charter itself suggested that the people shall govern. However, to the ANC, the people shall govern is only limited to people voting. Once people have voted, the ANC does not care about the people. But they have to understand and appreciate the fact that the people shall govern, it extends further than just voting. Right now, we have a situation where people are complaining. They say, listen, we are tired of illegal foreigners in the country for many reasons. Right? And the ANC is reluctant to do anything about it. And I'm saying the ANC because I know and I'm intentional about it, because the ANC has been in power for many years for this issue to still matter today. Now the ANC is quiet, is mum. We have to ask ourselves the question, why is the ANC or the government of the day reluctant to tackle this issue of foreign illegals in this country straight on, head on? Why is there reluctance on the part of the government, on the part of the state? Why are we not seeing the government do anything with the cries of the people? They are not listening to the people on the ground. The question is why? The truth of the matter is that the reluctance on the part of the government to deal with this matter, it shows to us that in one way or the other, the government is benefiting from the presence of illegal foreigners in this country. Because there's no other logical reason why the government is not doing anything about it. But one thing I know for a fact is that on the 30th of June, I don't know what's going to happen, because in practical terms, we have not yet been given an understanding of what's going to happen on the 30th of June. But we know for a fact that right now, the state itself is already preparing a force or forces to deal with whatever that's going to happen on the 30th of June. However, they are not doing anything to deal with the issue of illegal foreigners right now as we speak. They are prepared for the 30th of June, but they are not doing anything about the cries of the people. Now, we have to ask ourselves, is the state or the government for us or against us? And right now, things are showing that the government is against us. What is it that the state or the government is benefiting from the presence of illegal foreigners in this country? Kukhona into thina singayazi kodwa bona bayayazi. Yini leyo nto leyo? One thing I can tell you, the economy of Cape Town itself thrives on the exploitation of cheap labor from foreign illegals. That I can tell you for a fact. You go to the restaurants, you go to the filling stations, you go to the shops, you find that the companies or the businesses around Cape Town, they thrive on the workforce of illegal foreigners. Obviously, you know, Uguti, they can't be unionized. Therefore, you have to employ them, exploit their time, exploit their energy, and then give them peanuts. Whereas if you compare that with the locals, they know what is right and what is wrong. And you will not exploit locals just like that. Unfortunately, Cape Town is a unique case on its own, because if you were to deal with that, then you'd find there's a whole lot of things that are going on there that are not right. However, even there, the reluctance on their part to deal with the issue of illegal foreigners, you can see that it's going to mess up with their economy. It's going to mess up with their businesses. It's going to mess up with their money. It's going to mess up with their cash flow. Because the moment you say to them, hey, get rid of all illegals, then start hiring locals, they'll be up in arms. The reason that the Western Cape is quiet right now is very clear. It's because the March on March has not come there. It's because Tutul has not come there. And there's a reason why these marches are not going there. Because they know very well, Uguti, there, that's a very, very big problem there. Right? But that's part of the problem. The sponsor shops all over South Africa, those that are owned by the Pakistanis, the Bangladesh, or whoever, they are running there without legitimate business registration documents. You don't have that. First of all, there's no way that you can register a company or a business if you yourself personally as a person, you are not a legal person in that country. Therefore, everything you do there, it's going to be illegal. So we have $1 billion business that is running in our townships or in our country where it is run by people who are not legally in the country. The government knows about this. People have complained. Lives have been lost there. We've seen kids die because of food poisoning and all of those things. But the government is reluctant to deal with it. But why? The question is why? Because the most important question of the day is why. We have Amazama. They are digging gold there. They are selling the gold or they are digging gold for someone. We don't know who that is. But whoever it is very powerful and is making sure that they keep on doing what they need to do because that person is benefiting from that. Who's that person? And why is the government not doing enough to get rid of these people? Why? That's going to be the question of the day. The Nigerians, the drug cartels that you see all over the place, the human trafficking of kids. The government knows that these are real issues that are faced by people on the ground, but is still reluctant to do anything about it. The question remains, why? Because the government itself, we need to say, the government and the ANC, one way or the other, their officials are benefiting from these businesses. They are. They definitely are. That is why bangayenzi lutho ngalento esikhala ngayo thina. And it's unfortunate ukuthi they will be demonstrating force, not to the illegal foreigners, but to whoever that cares to do anything about illegal foreigners. You will see. And my next question is, now that we don't know practically how the 30th of June looks like, what's going to happen on the day? Do we go shop by shop removing these people? Do we talk to them on the streets? What's going to happen? I don't know what the Dudula and the March on March are planning to do on the 30th, but I fear that they are going to be confronted by a very, very ruthless state. A ruthless state. I'm scared that if the movements like March and March and about Dudula, they do anything on the 30th, they might be faced with angry police, angry soldiers that have been paying for their blood for a very, very long time. They've been mandated. Right now, as we speak, the government itself, the state, is preparing forces to deal with the people that are going to be doing something on the 30th of June. So I don't know what you guys are planning to do on the 30th of June. But one thing I can tell you is that the government itself, the ANC government, is planning something for you as well. And I've been thinking, hey, Yazi, if we are not very careful, it's not only the state that is going to be doing something on the 30th. And if you really think about it, the casualties are the people in the villages and the people in the townships. Because imagine if these Pakistanis, the Bangladeshis, who are servicing our people each and every day with breads and consumables, what do you think they would do if they were to retaliate against the Operation Dudula or against the March on March? They are not going to face them head on. They are going to actually demonstrate their power by actually victimizing the people on the townships, the people that are buying from them. Those are the people who are likely to die or to lose their lives in the hands of these illegal foreigners, showing that, hey, we also have power. How would they do that? Easy. They poison the people there. Poison the people. You're selling bread to 100 families per day. What stops you from poisoning those people? What stops you from poisoning those people? As a person who's selling drugs, what's stopping you from putting poison in those drugs just to show that you have power over the people of South Africa? Now the question is, who is likely to lose in the battle against foreigners if the government is not doing anything about it? And the question is why? Who is going to lose? Because this battle, I promise you, without the government intervening, without the government doing anything at all, we, the South African, are the biggest losers. Wait and see.
Siyanibingelela babukeli. Nansi insizwa ibeka udaba olubalulekile lana ukuthi isitha sethu thina abantu basemzansi ilo uhulumeni osiphethe okuwuhulumeni we-ANC. Ithi hayi iqiniso limsulwa leli ekumele silivume. Uye osicindezelayo ube uthi usebenzisa umthetho osisekelo walelizwe. Mbukeli, awukulele le video lena uyibukele bese ubeka uvo lakho ukuthi uyaphikisana noma uyavumelana nalensizwa lena kulo mbono wayo ubekayo. Siphinde sihlangane kwividiyo elandelayo. Bye bye.